Members of the committee, I would like to thank you for being here tonight. As this is becoming an annual event, I will try to be brief. I would like to ask for your support in 4 bills being presented. H5546, which would direct the Attorney General to report all crimes involving involving firearms to the General Assembly, providing transparency in times such as these. H6040, allowing the Attorney General to enter agreements with states regarding concealed carry permit reciprocity. 5729, granting states that recognize RCCW permits reciprocity, and 6039, which puts forth standardized CCW permit application process. I would like to point out that our current legislation, 1147, Title 11, should be working, but a few municipalities across the state have derived their own interpretation of the law. Some stating that the Attorney General is who should be in charge of issuing permits, or that they do not have enough guidance on what constitutes a suitable person or what the showing of need is. While I think some of this is valid, the multiple cases that have gone to the Supreme Court in Rhode Island have resulted in clearly defined opinions. The court has stated that showing need for a permit is not required and that the lawful purpose is suitable. Any lawful purpose is suitable. But still many are reporting that applications are either not available or refuse to be accepted or are unjustifiably denied. There are 3 bills I would urge you to oppose. First being House Bill 5115, which bans all magazines with a capacity of over 10 rounds. I think this bill is an attempted response to the many tragic and horrifying mass shootings we have seen over the years, but without consideration for other implications. Implications such as eliminating the ability for someone to adequately defend themselves in situations with multiple aggressors, or the fact that someone with intentions of shooting multiple people is most likely going to acquire higher capacity magazines out of state, online, or on the street, where, like most other things that are illegal, can easily be obtained. We have also seen many of these shootings involved using multiple firearms or taping lower capacity magazines together to change them instantaneously. This bill would also close Rhode Island businesses that employ many who manufacture these magazines. You'll also probably hear claims that I've heard here before. The Second Amendment is for hunting, therefore you only need a few rounds. Again, this is untrue and ill-advised. House Bill 5345 would make it illegal for concealed carry permit holders to be armed on school grounds, thus denying them the ability to defend themselves in one of the most highly targeted places for mass shootings. Do we really think a person looking to do something like this won't because it's now the law? You're going to hear testimony that police officers should be the only ones armed. Police officers should be the only armed ones allowed into the school, and that citizens aren't trained or able to handle such a threat. While I completely see the concern, I would like to point out that most permit holders are constantly training and practicing, with many also taking courses offered by trained professionals or law enforcement officers themselves. Rhode Island is also one of the most difficult shooting qualifications in the country. I would ask you, if your child was in school, 2 shooters walk in, would you feel safer knowing that we made it illegal for permit holders to be armed, or would you hope one was there? And I didn't have this written down, but I had overheard testimony earlier, and I grabbed the fact online, this actually coming from Everytown for gun safety. Since Sandy Hook, there's been 220 school shootings. In California alone, they have had 10 since Sandy Hook, and they have been gun-free since '95. Lastly, I would ask you to oppose House Bill 5262, which makes it illegal to have a rifle or shotgun outside of your home or residence other than hunting and target shooting. I feel this may present a problem to hunters and people traveling with firearms. And although not frequently used, I believe the ability to openly possess a rifle or shotgun is important. I do, however, support the second portion of this bill, which sets a minimum sentence of 15 years for anyone that sells or transfers a firearm to a minor, which is then used in a crime of violence. Again, I would like to thank you very much for your time, and I will be glad to answer any questions you may have.